Hello, and welcome to my guide on the history and purposes of editing. I will be talking about and showing you some clips to illustrate effective ways editing has been used in the film industry. The first films made were produced using a single lens camera and used little or no editing at all. In 1903, the first major use of editing was recognised, and this was a piece called The Great Train Robbery by Edwin S. Porter. It was one of the first films to use cross-cutting to add suspense and drama. In the 1920s, a Russian filmmaker created something called the third meaning. He did this by cutting the same facial expression with 3 different images to give 3 different meanings. Nowadays, cross-cutting is used in most of the films we see, along with other techniques such as transitions, match on action, shot reverse shot, and montages. The 3 main purposes of editing are to tell a story, combine shots into a sequence, and engage the viewer. This is something all films do, but they use different techniques and conventions for different purposes. I have found some clips that use many of these conventions and techniques and will explain how these are effective. World War Z is a zombie horror hybrid, and this means the purpose of it is to scare or shock the audience using tension and to create pace through shots. The pacing of the cutting starts off slow to build up the tension and then speeds up towards the moment that the plane explodes. During this, the music also increases in pace to help develop drama. Many low-angle and point-of-view shots are used as we are positioned with the protagonist, Brad Pitt. These shots make the viewer feel more immersed in the film because we feel like we are watching it happen. All the handheld, shaky camera work makes the film seem more realistic and immerses the viewer even more. Rock'n'Roller is a gangster parody film directed by Guy Ritchie, and as we would expect, it's edited slightly different due to its genre. In this chase scene, the shots are juxtaposed to create motivation and create pace. The combining of these shots is an example of parallel editing because it continuously cuts between our 3 main characters. It creates motivation because the audience are totally immersed in the editing and want the Wild Bunch to escape with the money. The editing of the sound is also different in this clip, and the music not only signifies the genre, but also adds to the development of drama by adding pace. Shot reverse shots between the characters increase the tension between them until the pace speeds up again. Scarface is a gangster film starring Al Pacino, and this clip effectively provides and withholds information. The information provided is the fact that we see the shooter before it happens, whereas Tony cannot see him. This is providing the information to the viewer, but withholding it from the character, adding suspense and drama to the piece. Notice how this clip also follows the 180-degree rule by keeping Tony to the centre of the screen, even when the camera switches sides. Film trailers use fades and juxtapose shots effectively to compress time and give as little about the film away as possible, whilst also informing the audience of the genre and narrative. The trailer for Sinister uses fades to show short pieces of the action and fast cuts also to increase the pace and drama. It also cuts to the soundtrack, which speeds up to shock and scare the viewer. Trailers also withhold and provide information to make the audience want to watch the film.
And that they were gateways into his realm.
Jump cuts are usually something editors are told to try and avoid in every way. A jump cut is when an edit doesn't match the action from the last shot, and this is not easy for an audience to watch. Editors try to produce seamless edits that the audience barely even notice, making them feel completely immersed in the film. For example, in this Avengers scene, there are a few examples of matching the action, which is what makes the seamless edit. As you can see, when Iron Man is touched with the magic staff, the shot changes, but the edit is barely noticeable as the action taking place is the same. However, sometimes editors can use jump cuts cleverly to add pace to a scene. In this scene from Kick-Ass, you can see that jump cuts have been used, but it works with the scene by increasing the pace of the action. Another way to avoid jump cuts is simply to not include them by using cutaways. A cutaway is when the camera focuses on something else in the scene to cover up the jump cut. Cutaways could also include something important that adds something to a scene. In this scene from The Godfather, a cutaway is used to allow the audience to think about the information the character has just given. The There are many reasons an editor could choose to use a cutaway, whether it's to cover up a mistake during filming or to add something to the narrative. Transitions are usually used in films for a change of scene between different locations or another time, and sometimes to associate certain things with one another. A great example is the shower scene in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. The dissolve from the plug to the woman's eye represents a direct link to the fact that her life has literally gone down the drain. Wipe transitions are famously used in most of the Star Wars films. The wipes are used to change locations or go forwards or backwards in time. A montage can also be used to compress time, by editing what should be happening over a matter of months into a few minutes. In Dirty Dancing, this technique is used to show the different stages of their training. Compressing this down to a montage makes the film easier to watch and less boring. Thank you for watching my guide to editing, and I hope you enjoyed it.